Welcome to 10.8. 10.8 is a more personal and journal-style series of articles by myself that will center around police management, criminology, and policing. The articles will not be the typical citation-driven essay style that I use. For those articles, please see my Medium page, published books such as Amazon, especially The Business of Policing, Volume 1, Crimes and Punishments in the 21st Century, or scientific published literature highlighted by The Business of Policing, Volume 2, Managing Ethical Police Conduct. Here I will post frequent thought streams on my personal philosophies. Thanks for listening in. Celebrate. We all won in 2020. November 4th, 2020. As an Arizonian, a friend of mine just asked me what it feels like to live in a blue state. Well, I have always lived in blue states. I left Pennsylvania just as it turned red. I'm not a middle-of-the-road fence sitter by any means. I think both sides are genuinely dysfunctional, and I understand the perspective of those who see the pointlessness of politics. So I will be blunt. Maybe living in a blue state is why I am politically bitter. These Democrat cities have been absolute trash. I love the people of Baltimore and feel deep disdain for the way politics and media continue to manipulate and destroy those people's lives. I am also worried that Arizona and Colorado are proof positive that those who flee these democratic monopolies begin creating the same problems to where they relocate. Meaning, Texas will actually be in play? Any of you reading my recent materials know, like Malcolm X, I cannot stand the liberal ideology. The comments and behaviors are frequently as racist and bigoted as any belief system I know of. That stupid Tesla causes more environmental pollution and classism than any F-150. The scientific ignorance of things like the Green New Deal is the ultimate Dunning-Kruger. But I also think that running around with your firearms exposed, preaching blind loyalty to a flag, owning a 700 pound-feet of torque diesel that never goes off-road, is about as silly as can be. But thankfully, those Republicans have saved you liberals from yourself as much as possible over the last 4 years. Maybe one day you can return the favor. The final results have not been tallied as of my writing this, but it appears as though there was something for everyone in the 2020 election cycle. Thank you, Democrats. The momentum gaining towards the decriminalization of drugs is a promising step towards what I advocate for, complete legalization and regulation. Some of these bills have problems with them. I cannot remember ever coming across a piece of legislation that did not have things that I disagreed with. That is the nature of compromise in public policy. With the Drug Addiction Treatment and Recovery Act, Oregon became the first state in the U.S. to take a massive step towards shifting drug use and addiction to the public health approach. This is huge news. It truly is. Examples of decriminalized possession include less than 1 gram of heroin or MDMA, it's ecstasy, 2 grams of cocaine or methamphetamine, 12 grams of psilocybin mushrooms, and 40 doses of LSD, oxycodone, or methadone. Speaking of compromise and aspects that I disagree with, I suppose there are feasible scenarios where 40 doses of methadone or oxycontin could be personal use. Okay, I will grant that, but 40 doses of LSD? That, my friends, is not personal use. I would be okay with this if we were talking about how much someone has safely secured in their home. Well, we are talking about the West Coast, and many people are living in their cars, so I may actually end up arguing against myself here. If you're going to do it, I suppose. Additionally, Ann Arbor, Michigan joined Denver, Colorado when they voted to decriminalize psychedelic mushrooms. They went even farther in Ann Arbor in applying their policy to plants, fungi, and other natural materials that could benefit wellness. The mayor and city council hereby declare that it shall be the policy of City of Ann Arbor that the investigation and arrest of persons for planting, cultivating, purchasing, transporting, distributing, engaging in practicing with, or possessing ethogenic plants or plant compounds which are on the federal Schedule 1 list shall be the lowest law enforcement priority for the City of Ann Arbor. South Dakota, New Jersey, and my home state, Arizona, passed the legalization of cannabis. This also means the legalization of avoiding medical administrative fees and is a blow to the corporate cannabis industry. It remains much less expensive to cultivate one's own plants. Now, with a little love, attention, and gardening skills, more people can avoid the high cost of the bureaucracy and industry. Home Depot and Lowe's may see a benefit, though. Thank you, Republicans. It appears the president will serve an additional 4 years. These Middle East peace deals are epic world-changing events. The withdrawal of our troops from combat, the willingness to bring all stakeholders to the table, the exposure of the media as willfully deceiving the public, the prioritization of American over global interests. All of these and more are critical aspects of the Donald Trump agenda. Yes, I will dismiss any opinion you have about his demeanor, as should everyone else. I do not understand how it was so close here in Arizona for the presidential election. There was zero Biden energy here and a very high Trump energy. It feels as confusing as watching Bernie crash in 2016. I wanted Martha McSally to hold the Senate seat, but that is only to help the Trump agenda. I do not see the Trump agenda as being Republican. These are different things. I am no Republican. I do support the president, and I doubt the GOP will keep my support for long. I am the first to admit that Mike Pence is an impressive politician. Really, he is textbook perfection. Thing is, I'm not voting for a politician like that. I would probably sit that election out. I would trust Don Jr. to improve upon his father's work, but I cannot imagine they would want to continue dealing with the left and media. That leaves Tim Scott as the only candidate for POTUS that could keep me supporting the right. Consider this my plea to Tim Scott. And for all of my blue-collar Republicans out there, consider this my plea to enjoy the liberal implosion as we elect a 100% black man as commander-in-chief. I am keeping this one on a positive note. So, all of us won in some way or another. We all lost in some way or another. No baseball championship was ever won by players who batted over .500.